I think, one thing we always talk about specifically the cadence at which we operate within clinic, and it really honestly everything we do. We had this conversation yesterday, but like, how do we go above and beyond? Like, what is that level of care that's above and beyond? And I always go back to the Ritz Carlton, right? The Ritz Carlton has this, like, when you hear the name Ritz Carlton, right? You think of like this concierge, this elegance, like you're walking into the most premier hotel likely in the world, right? And so that's how we want our patients. That's what we're building is this Ritz Carlton concierge feel.
Welcome to Health Decode, your number one source for real health information, with your hosts, Dr. Alessi and Matt Tack.
If you're dealing with inflammation, gut issues, or you just feel run down, this could change everything in just 6 weeks. I'm Dr. Alessi, and our Repair, Clear, and Thrive Challenge starts this October 1st. One dedicated person is going to walk away with $2,500 worth of prizes just for becoming healthier. That's a win-win. Here's what you're going to get: the full Repair and Clear protocol to detox and heal your gut, the Core Sync mobile app with accountability coaching built in to keep you on track, a heart rate monitor for real-time feedback, and a complete wellness score with biometric screening so you can measure real progress. That in alone is over $1,600 in value. But if you register by September 1st, you're going to get a free functional medicine consultation to personalize your plan and $100 off. Registration closes September 20th and spots are limited. Click below to join us and let's get started. Welcome back to another episode of Health Decoded. I'm your host, Dr. Alessi.
And your co-host, Matt Tack.
What's up, man? You got the M on the hat for Matt. I like it.
I'm on the hat for Matt. That's exactly right.
It's not conceited, bro. It's cool. Awesome, man. It's good to see you, brother. I'm excited for this episode, to kind of preface what we're going to talk about. We normally have a pretty cool cadence with our shows that I think drives a lot of value, and people have given us feedback that they like it because it's digestible, with the 4 segments of how we approach things. Sorry, guys, this one's going to be a little different. We're going to kind of go off script here and just be a little bit more organic with the conversation, but there's a lot happening right now within the walls of our clinic, as well as without, outside of that, more on like the more virtual front, but some really cool things that we want to just make sure people are aware of so they can take advantage of those. And so that's what we want to talk about today, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited. We got a lot of exciting things going on with our podcast and even at the clinic. So let's dig right in.
Yeah, man. So let's just start by, let's kind of chat a little bit about, number one is we are bringing on another doc very shortly, like ideally within the next month and a half, to just help better serve our patients. We've seen that we've gotten pretty busy, and Dr. Rennie's doing an awesome job, but there hits a capacity where, like anything, right? Your ability to serve people to the highest level can get maxed out when you're serving a lot of people. And so rather than being like a lot of companies out there in different industries where they get too busy and then their quality of service goes down, we're trying to proactively get ahead of that and bring on another high level quality provider to assist our patients. So definitely really looking forward to that, and God leading the charge on us finding somebody.
Yeah, I think one thing we always talk about specifically the cadence at which we operate within clinic, and it really honestly everything we do. We had this conversation yesterday, but like, how do we go above and beyond? Like, what is that level of care that's above and beyond? And I always go back to the Ritz Carlton, right? The Ritz Carlton has this, like, when you hear the name Ritz Carlton, right? You think of like this concierge, this elegance, like you're walking into the most premier hotel likely in the world, right? And so that's how we want our patients. That's what we're building is this Ritz Carlton concierge feel. And we always want to be the bar setter of like what we do. And that's the big conversation as we're having behind the scenes, as far as how we build this and how we incorporate new people is that culture that we're bringing on, so that people do feel that way when they walk through our doors. So that's, I hope, as a patient, you feel that way if you're listening now, like, of how we just treat people, number one, but then also the care that you feel like you're getting.
Yeah, I think we've created an atmosphere of like it feels healthy, right? When people walk in, there's good energy. It feels healthy. Everybody on our team is like jumping to help or go out of their way to do, what the patient needs. And that's why people get better. Because, when you're in an environment of negativity or, those kind of depressive emotions, right? Like people aren't going to have as good of an outcome because the energy is not there. Maybe the level of trust or hope, right, is lost. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's something really exciting that we're both really looking forward to, is adding, just adding to our team and growing ultimately. Um, and then some of the other services that we're bringing in too, or treatment systems. Number one thing I'm super pumped about is the red light therapy. So we invested in a whole body red light unit. There was like a production issue on their end where it got delayed about a month, so we were expecting to have it by now, but it's looking like it's going to be more like September. But essentially, the concept of red light therapy, and I actually just talked about this in a previous episode, is that photobiomodulation component of how the red light stimulates internal mechanisms within the body for healing and repair, as well as mitochondrial and energy production and detoxification as well. And so being able to pair that with some type of internal detox, functional medicine, right, is going to enhance just the outcomes we're able to get with our patients. And that's what we're all about, is like, I'd say everything we do in the clinic, if you are a listener and you don't know by now, is not just like one thing, right? It's not like, it's rare somebody comes in here and does one treatment system. It's like we are pairing things together because there is this summative effect that comes from that. And we're able to like enhance outcomes as well as shorten the time it takes to get those outcomes. And so it's all about like that efficiency piece. Yeah. And so, we've just seen that is so much better for patients. They're not going, to multiple different places to get different things, right? They can kind of knock everything out under one roof, which is fantastic, right? And that's where, honestly, you're the one who kind of came up with the idea for the 3 pillars. Why don't you touch on that real quick if people haven't listened to that episode?
Yeah, well, I mean, the way that we operate, it's the cadence, right, of that what you call the summative effect. And so you can work on the physical, right? And the physical is really important. But naturally the body's going to have inflammation built up, no matter what your age, there's likely going to be some level of inflammation, right? That you need to cater to. We see leaky gut every single day. But for me, functional med was like kind of the reason why I came in originally. I did have sciatica issues. So I've had both of those things, and I consider myself an athlete. Like I want to push my body still to limits. Um, but then there's also this proactive approach, or necessarily it kind of bleeds into you getting better maybe faster, and that's the regenerative component. So now we have this like physical, functional, regenerative, right? And yeah, there are 3 different pillars that we focus on, but it is the summative effect of everything, because you don't just want to do the physical without the functional, and you don't want to do the functional without the regenerative piece too, right? And so we play by our own standards, and like, where are our standards? And I know that you and I leading this charge is like, we are thinkers. Like, we want to dabble into like new ideas and then become masters at those ideas. And so we are constantly looking into various forms of like how we can improve ourselves, maybe recover faster, feel better, and so operate where our standards are like incrementally growing, right? And climbing, where somebody might tell you as you age, oh, you're just getting old, right? That's it. People say that a lot. You're getting old. And the reality is, yes, I'm getting older, right? I turned 40 this year. But the fact is that I get to set the standard of what that actually physically looks like when I am using all 3 pillars effectively, and that being the physical medicine, the functional medicine, the regenerative side. And so that's what I just love, is that I can add in the modalities that I need in order to set that standard. And I don't want to be that partner in a clinic that doesn't look like the role as well. And so I
For
know,
sure.
like, if you're outside looking in and listening to our podcast, we very much set ourselves as models for how we're going to project, because we are the brand, right? And so I think that, that is very important to us, to project that brand with the excellence that we know, that we want to. Because if you come in, there's definitely going to be a judgment factor if we weren't representing the brand well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's like, who you going to trust, right? You go to the gym and you hire a personal trainer. You're going to trust the guy who's, eating a donut and maybe 30, 40 pounds overweight, or the guy who's cut up, right? You're more likely going to be like, okay, this guy walks the talk, and probably knows what he's talking about. That doesn't mean the other guy doesn't know anything and it doesn't have knowledge, but it's like, somebody who can't implement that, right?
Mhm.
Patients ask me all the time. It's pretty funny. Like, we'll take an X-ray and we're going over the shape of their spine, right? That lordosis in the cervical spine, and they're like, "Oh, do you have a perfect neck curve?" And I'm like, "It's not perfect. It's only 2 degrees off, though." I'm like, I do the work, man. Like, I'm not over here telling you to do something that I wouldn't do myself. So, um, again, like, setting the example and then obviously being able to lead and guide people is how we operate. And so, yeah, adding more and adding more value to be able to help people better, faster, with enhanced outcomes is what we're all about. And I think that actually comes from like our nature as athletes, right? We're both athletes. We still are athletes. Athletes are always trying to get that edge, right? Like, whatever, if you could get like 1% better as an athlete, you're going to do that thing to get you there, right? And that's just how we are. And so we pass that on to like how we want to help people as well. So if we could get people 1% more relief with some type of treatment system, we're doing it. And so, super exciting to have bring in the red light therapy. We will keep people informed as to what that timeline looks like, but within the next 30 days, I believe, is realistic. So, and then the other cool thing that we've actually been doing now for a couple months, but I don't think everybody is aware, is that we've brought in phlebotomy to the office. So, there was a bit of probably the little constraint of when people would order blood work and then they're having to wait for receiving some type of blood work kit and then take it somewhere. Now that's another appointment versus they're coming in. It's like, hey, let's just knock it out not right now while you're in the office. So, we are working on trying to expand that availability as well. Currently it's 1 day a week, but getting more opportunity and availability on that schedule. As well as we have the concierge service where we send the phlebotomist to you. So if you're in the middle of a busy day at work and somebody's going to show up on your lunch break, tap your blood real quick, and then, you get back to work, like, that's awesome. And so at work, at home, really wherever, they can come out to you. And we love doing that for our patients as well. It's kind of that next level it factor, right? Where we're serving people. So, you actually did that. You had someone come to your house one time because we were just in a busy season. You were like, man, I can't leave the house right now. I got stuff going on. And so they just came to you.
Yep. I
Yeah.
did the concierge, and then yesterday I had a pulled in clinic, right?
Yeah.
So
Same. Yeah. Yeah.
again, it's part of the process that we live by example. So I had my blood work pulled yesterday, and excited to get back the data.
Yeah, man. And you get the data. Now we have information. Now we tweak certain things and we progress, right? And so those are those checkpoints that all of our patients have. If it's functional medicine, we're checking in every month, every couple months, and then blood work, twice a year, biannually. And then with more of the physical medicine patients who are doing some type of corrective protocol, it's more frequent because we're doing more intervention. So it's like every 12 visits, probably every month or month and a half ish. We're following up, making sure things are going in the right direction. We're not just guessing, taking shots in the dark. We're actually ahead of the game, right? And so making the right modifications. Um, Other things coming up, man. We've got this cool challenge coming up. We did a challenge back in May-ish, March, something like that. We did a challenge not too long ago. Or maybe it was even June. Time's just flying, so I apologize if I forgot. But challenge coming up here starting October 1st that we are calling the Repair, Clear, and Thrive Challenge. And the name is because that's what it is. Like, we have a system or a protocol of nutraceuticals and nutrition and kind of dietary guidelines that helps the body to repair, like within the gut and within, the internal, repair the systems, clear out, detox, clear out the bad stuff. And then at the back end of that, you're thriving, right? You're getting to that level of health. So there's a few things within that challenge. So, maybe you can touch on kind of what that looks like and why we're doing it.
Yeah, our last challenge winner was Justin Morton. Shout out to Justin for doing a great job on our last challenge. And then this one, we have a massive wellness package challenge like that you can win. It's over $2,500 worth in value that you ultimately can win from this challenge. But the challenge is a component of building. We always say this, right? Your diets are limited, but habits are everything, right? And so when you start building the proper habit formation over a period of time and make that like commitment, things change. And you change, right? And you evolve as a person. We're constantly evolving, right? We live by the motto of if we're not growing, we're dying. So how are we doing this? We do this through challenges. We challenge ourselves. And so how do we step into a little bit of discomfort? Not even, it's this, what's cool about this challenge is, so we partnered up with Apex, and Apex is the nutraceuticals that we're bringing into this challenge for the repair and clear. We use this in clinic for our detox portion. So what's really awesome about this is if you're experiencing, any sort of gut related or microbiome issues, this is a protocol that we would put you on anyway, right? And so we would put you on this detox, this 6 weeks detox. It's a 6-week challenge. And then we're going to give you access, all sorts of coaching through an app, where you're going to have platform to start building in these disciplines of just exercise. And then it is, I honestly, if you're more of like the kind of what we say untrained, or you haven't trained in a while, what's good is that this is a good roadmap to just like incrementally build these things in. The why and the timing of it all is right before the holidays, right? What better way to get yourself disciplined right before the holidays? People want to take that time off and just say, hey, I'm going to be a little unhealthier during this time frame. But what better way to start building these disciplines in right before the holiday season? You're coming into Thanksgiving and Christmas where things get hectic, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna start thriving before that to set myself up and set a new standard. So we are super excited. We're going to start this on October 1st. Is going to be the start date for this. And we're excited for everyone that's going to get on board. For the first 10 people, they do get, correct me if I'm wrong, what's the incentive for the first 10 people that sign up?
Yeah, the first 10 are going to get $100 off the intro price, so they save money, as well as they'll get a free like functional medicine consultation. So
Huge.
that's huge. That's already a ton of value. And then obviously all the things that they're going to get within the challenge is the repair and clear protocol. So that's the foundation, the base. They're going to get the app, which has tracking for, it has meal plans, it has exercise videos and plans, it has coaching aspect from us. So like people can, interact with us daily. And then they are going to get a biometric screen as well, where we do like a wellness score. It's basically like an overall screen of like their health. You get a kind of a grade or like a number. And then after the challenge, you get another one. And it's like, okay, like how good did we do? Right. Again, that's that tracking piece. I think the biggest thing too is like, with these challenges is like there's accountability, but then there's the educational component. And I like what you said. I think in this country, the standard is like people think about their health early in the year for the first couple months. Then they just go about their lives. And then the holidays come around and they get derailed. And like everyone gains 20 pounds around the holidays. And then because the stress component too, right? Not only are they eating unhealthy, there's so much stress around that time of year. And then, January's here. Let's think about our health again for another 3 weeks, versus like, we just want to create this concept of like, if you have the right habits, you're not going to be on that roller coaster of getting derailed and then gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight. You'll know what to do and maybe like what things not to do, ideally, and how to maintain that structure and that discipline. So, there's a lot of value in the winning. Whoever wins the challenge is going to win a lot, but the win is just doing it and getting the results and learning too. So, not everybody has, you know, that amount of money to throw up front all the time. So we created like a payment structure as well that anybody can do. Like realistically, it's so affordable. So, if you're listening and you want to learn more, this is on our website, alessifunctionalhealth.com /challenge. That'll take you to that page. And so you can read more about it. There's a video that I filmed me talking about it, kind of what's involved, what you can win. And it's going to be awesome, man. It's engagement too. So it brings people together. And we really just see like really positive outcomes when people can start to challenge themselves and others.
For sure. I think that's one of the biggest pieces, like you galvanize that level of community, engaging. So if you're part of our clinic too, we strongly want to urge you to consider getting into this challenge. I think it's going to be a really good opportunity for just the people, just around it within our clinic and within Tampa Bay for sure, just to really kind of galvanize and look ahead towards what we're doing, and really driving the charge of just having a healthier lifestyle and making, that model of being, it's better to be occasionally good than consistently perfect, right? Or occasionally perfect and consistently good is what I meant by that.
I
So
got you.
I got that reversed, but at the same time of like just really the building blocks, right? We want to incorporate the habit structures to live that healthier lifestyle. So with this challenge, this is us kind of is really stirring that on, and building something within the community that we have here in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and I think what maybe hangs people up is like doing something like this on their own, right? They don't know if they're going to be able to do it on their own. So bring a friend, bring a partner, a spouse. The second person who's involved gets like a discount. We created it that way so we can kind of get people to want to engage together with this, and also obviously help people out more. But you'll get better results too because you'll have that person who's in your life that is going to be pushing you along the way outside of us, obviously. And so if you think that's been the factor, maybe that would hold you back from doing something like that. Everybody knows somebody who would want to do it, right? Everybody has a friend that would do it with them. So reach out to somebody and see if this is something you're ready for. The cool thing is, man, we made it's so easy to do. Like it's streamlined. Like we give you everything you need. You just have to do it. And so it's all really guided and laid out for you. And then you just have to follow through, which then again breeds results for people and creates that level of empowerment, right? You're like, man, I can do this. You can do anything, right? And I think maybe people don't believe in themselves enough. And so we're here to say we believe in you, and you should believe in yourself more, and you can really rise up. So I'm really excited for that, man. I'm just excited for all this stuff. The energy has been so electric lately with everything we got going on, and with this podcast too. We're always trying to push out more valuable content. So we're going to create a more of a streamlined structure for where we're putting out this content so people can have better access to it, and more people can kind of learn the good stuff we're doing. So anything else you want to add in, man?
No, I think we're good, man. I think this episode was a wrap. I think it's fantastic. We just wanted to update people on kind of what's ahead in the things that we have in the pipeline.
Yeah. So we'll do these, every now and then just to make sure that our audience can kind of stay in touch and stay in tuned, because life is busy. We get it. So it's hard to always follow up. But if you enjoy the show, we just ask, there's no monetary value like we take from this show. We do this for free just to give value. But we do ask that you like and subscribe to the show. That helps us to reach more people, grow our audience, and share it with somebody. If you like what we're spreading, or somebody who could benefit from one of the particular episodes we've done, share this with them and help us spread the word. We greatly appreciate that. And go to alessifunctionalhealth.com. You can look at our resources page, our newsletter, sign up for that. You'll always have the first dibs as kind of what's going on in the clinic and the first know. And then as always, reach out to us if you need. You can send us your questions, any kind of things you might want to know. If you want to hear something in particular on an episode, send it to ask@alessifxhealth.com, and we always answer those and record those live as well. So as always, thank you for tuning in to Health Decoded. I'm Dr. Alessi, and we'll see you on the next one.
Your health is in your hands.
That's right.
Thank you for tuning in to Health Decoded, where we break down the truth about all things health and empower you to take charge of your well-being. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. For more resources and personalized support, visit us at alessifunctionalhealth.com and sign up for our newsletter. To hear your questions answered live on the show, send them to ask@alessifxhealth.com. That's ask@alessifxhealth.com. Until next time, stay curious, stay empowered, and remember, your health is in your hands.